Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into TV8's Good Morning Vail for this Thursday, May 2nd edition. I cannot believe we've made our way into May. Hopefully we'll start to see that sunshine make its way out, only because I'm really excited to see all of those spring flowers come to life. I'm your in-studio host today, Maddie Evans, and we've got a great show in store for you. Do you love truffles? Well, it's National Truffle Day, and we're going to take a look back on me making some Oreo truffles in the kitchen, as well as talking to the Eagle Fitness and Climbing Gym and the Vail Comedy Festival. So if you're excited to get some giggles on, maybe do some working out, well then we've got the show for you. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
Do you love giggling? And do you love giggling here locally? Because it is the best medicine that we can get our hands on. Well, Mark Masters, who is the genius behind the Vail Comedy Festival and all of the Vail comedy shows that you get to enjoy, is joining me. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, how's it going? I don't know if genius is the right word this morning, but good morning.
I would say maybe mad genius then. You know, you're
Sure.
bringing some giggles in. There's a lot of laughs, and I think that that correlates with mad and genius.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, let's talk about the Vail Comedy Festival because that one's coming up soon, and this is
Sure
a
is.
few days of fun.
Yeah, it's 3 days. It's every Memorial Day weekend, everybody. This year, that's May 24, 25, 26. We take over Vail Village, dozens of comedy shows. We have over 30 comedians flying in from all around the country. Plus, this year, Toronto, Canada, and Paris, France. It's the first year we have international presence at the festival. We have a street magician who comes in, does free magic shows for kids. We're going to have an adult magic show as well. All kinds of stuff going on. It's a lot of fun for 3 straight days, and passes are on sale now at vailcomedyfestival.com.
Now let's talk about what inspired you to bring the comedy festival to our wonderful community, just because this is like a niche that we've missed for so long.
Yeah, well, as you know, I've run Vail Comedy Show for over 5 years now, which is so fun. Thank you to everybody in the Valley, the thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people who've come out to a show to laugh and have, gotten babysitters and dealt with parking and all the stuff that makes it hard to get out at night. Hopefully it's been totally worth it as we've flown in national headliners from Los Angeles and New York City that have gone on to be on Netflix and HBO and all kinds of late night television. Those shows were a ton of fun, and I was having so much fun running those. I worked with the town of Vail, which is fantastic. What a great partner. And they were like, how about we make this bigger somehow? How can we increase this and make Vail a destination resort during Memorial Day weekend, which traditionally is a slower period to visit the Valley. So 3 years ago, we kicked off the festival. It looked a lot like it's going to look this Memorial Day, except I was a lot more stressed. I had no idea what I was doing, and now I feel a little more confident that everything's going to work out great.
Now, it's evolved a little bit over the course of the last 3 years since you originally kicked off the festival. So what can people expect as they're going into this year?
Yeah, so you get a 3-day pass. It's something you wear around your neck. You badge in to every show. We have all kinds of different events. I've already mentioned stand-up comedy and magic. We also have live podcast tapings, which has evolved over the years. First year was kind of ad hoc. Last year we had the Hippie Not Hippie podcast, which is based out of Denver, and we were at 10th Mountain Whiskey. This year we have a surprise new location, and we're flying in a podcast from New York City, the Great Hang with Micah and Tim. That's Micah Fox and Tim McLaughlin. So we're flying in our podcast. We're going to be taping 4, possibly 5 episodes with them. And with your pass, you can get into those events. You can go to all the comedy shows, which fill up every year. You can go to vailcomedyfestival.com. I think the easiest way to get a sense of what the festival is about, if you go to that website, scroll down to the bottom, there are some stories at the bottom. The first 2 are sold out pictures from 2023, sold out pictures from 2022. And then you look at each of those stories and look at the pictures. They show the comedy, the magic, just the kind of neat intangibles, the fact that you can be just laughing, uncontrollably and crying with a comedian from New York City on stage, and then the next day you're having breakfast at Big Bear Bistro, and they're right in front or behind you in line.
That's one of those magical parts about our community is you don't realize who you're standing next to if you're in line at somewhere like the Big Bear Bistro getting your breakfast, and then you're like, this person was making me laugh so hard I was snorting uncontrollably last night. Why do you think laughter is such an important medicine?
Uh, well, they've been talking about it for thousands of years, so there must be something to it. And there are now actual scientific studies that show that laughter helps you burn calories, it increases your white blood cell count. It does all kinds of positive things for your body, including the release of serotonin, which is the like same stuff that people using hard drugs get. So you can get it without any of the negative stuff. You can get the same brain chemistry while just supporting local and traveling arts. So I don't have, I'm not a scientist. I'm definitely not a genius as you prescribe to me. But I do enjoy laughing and I really enjoy bringing laughs to the Vail Valley. You guys are incredible. All the way from, I want to shout out Moe's Original Barbecue in Eagle, Colorado, which is an incredible show. One of my favorite, I run 75 shows a year all around the country. Probably my favorite show. The people at Moe's are great. That everybody in Eagle who comes out to those shows is terrific. And I hope some of them travel up to Vail Village, where everything's walkable all 3 days.
Oh, so you do the large comedy festival that takes course over Memorial Weekend for the 3 days, but then you sprinkle in some comedy shows here and there just to really keep the morale up.
Yeah, so every month of the year, at least once a month, we run VailComedyShow.com, or sorry, we run Vail Comedy Show. You can get tickets and information at VailComedyShow.com. Some of the recent comedians we've had, last month we had Amber Autry in from Nashville, Tennessee. She's going to be a star. She was incredible. She performed at the Sebastian at Gambit, the beautiful hotel in Vail Village, and at Moe's Original Barbecue in Eagle in back-to-back shows. We also did a special one-night show in Edwards, Colorado at the Drunken Goat towards the end of last month with Andrew Slater, who headlined Comedy Works in Denver. We did our show on a Friday night. He headlined Comedy Works in Denver on a Sunday night. And that's just something that came up. The planning for that started back in February, and I have a reputation at this point of putting on good comedy shows, and I have a lot of friends who are they're doing really well in comedy, and they'll reach out occasionally and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a show on this specific date. Can you help me?" And then I put together a show, and the people come out. Before that, we had Carmen Lynch, who's been on every late night TV show you can think of: Letterman, Conan, Ferguson, Colbert, all of them. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Every late night show she's been on, and she was in Vail Village at the Sebastian and at Moe's Original Barbecue back in March. And she did shows in Spanish as well, which is pretty interesting. That was something we did with the town of Vail. We planned it around Semana Santa. And, as anybody who's been in Vail around that time, like it feels a little bit like you're in Mexico City or Barcelona. And so we had English and Spanish comedy shows that month, which is something new for us. Coming up, we have some incredible acts. We have Jordan Thulis out of Los Angeles in July. In June. In July, we have Ray Harrington, who's been on Conan from the East Coast. And in August, we've not published this information yet, but an exclusive for TV8. We have Nathan McIntosh coming back, who was just on The Tonight Show. He's been on The Tonight Show multiple times, has a hilarious special online called Down with Tech. It's on YouTube. Go check that out and come see him live in August in and around the Vail Valley.
I love when you give us TV8 exclusives and you announce things here. Thank you so much, Mark, for all that you do for our community. One more time, if people want to buy their tickets to the Vail Comedy Festival, where do they go?
Go to VailComedyFestival.com. It's every Memorial Day weekend. This year it's May 24, 25, 26. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. Also that weekend, if you're planning travel, there's a free bluegrass festival all weekend long. Spring Free Bluegrass. Shout out to them. So get your groove on outside during the day and laugh at night.
Mark, again, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to chat with us this morning.
It's so great to talk to you every time. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye. Keep laughing, everybody.
Always giggling. Make sure that you check out the Vail Comedy Festival. You buy your tickets and you participate in all of the fun. And you keep your eyes open for all those little shows that are going to take place each and every month, only because giggling is the best medicine. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, there's nothing better to do today than celebrate National Truffle Day, and so I'm going to give you a quick recipe that you can make at home to do just that. Let's take a look. Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. One of my favorite things to do is give you some really fun recipes because I'm a terrible cook. I know that, my mother knows that, everyone who knows me knows that. And so I like to find these very simple recipes that are really easy to make. And so today we're going to make Oreo truffles. This has been one of my favorite recipes since I was in high school. And people that I make them for, if you like rich and sweet and chocolate and cream cheese and all of the yumminess, Oreos included, well then this is something that you're going to like. So for my ingredients, all I have, and it's super simple, is I've got a package of Oreos, just one pack, make it super easy for you to use, and that way it's nice and convenient. You just have to crush the one pack here in the food processor, and you're going to keep some of that to the side, and we'll go over that in just a moment. Then I've got my white chocolate chips, as I'm going to melt these down, and I'm going to dip the Oreo truffles in them, just to kind of give them almost more of a cake pop-like feeling. Then of course we've got one single thing of cream cheese. This is going to make it nice and easy. The worst part of it is having to mix the cream cheese. So to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to take the food processor, which if you don't have one of these, then you can get some anger out by putting your Oreos in a bag, smashing them up, and if you leave those little chunks in there, it's really good because then it gives it a little bit of a crunch. So I'm going to open my Oreos, and we're going to start to place them in the food processor. Now because I have a food processor and I'm a little bit cheating, it's going to make it nice and easy to just get that really fine, kind of like sand-like texture with the Oreos, and you just leave all the filling in there. make it super convenient for yourself. The food processor was a money move. So Mom, if you're watching, thank you so much for this wonderful gift because it has helped me a lot in my baking endeavors. So we're just going to turn this on for a second, get everything all nice and crushed in there. It's a little bit loud, sorry about that. You can see that it turns into that nice like powder texture. We're going to keep going with this. We're going to do all the Oreos. The entire pack of Oreos is going to turn into this nice dust. And then we're going to put some in this little cup to the side, and that's to garnish it after we put the white chocolate in there because that's what's going to make it super nice and delicious. So we're going to use cold again. Get them nice and ground up. There's still a couple really big chunks in there, but we're just going to keep adding more. Then we'll let it run for a second. I've let my cream cheese kind of warm up. That way it's nice and easy to like manipulate into the Oreo mixture that I'm going to soon have once I get this all nice and ground up. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that looks perfect. And like I said, those bigger chunks that are in there, oh man, it just does a little bit make a mess. But that's okay because everyone here expects nothing less than that from me. This is always my struggle too. Okay, we're going to take this guy right off. Now we're going to grab our nice little cup. We're just going to take a little scoop of this and put it right over to the side because we're going to need this later. Then we're going to take our blade out and dump the rest of the Oreo mixture into the big bowl. And this is going to be where we're going to mix everything together. Drop this in the sink really quickly. Then we're going to take our cream cheese that we have. Like I said, it's been sitting out for a minute, so it's a little bit warm, a little bit more malleable than it would be if you just freshly pulled it out of the refrigerator. I'm going to open this up. This is my least favorite part because if you've ever watched me cook in this kitchen, I absolutely hate when things get on my hands. And so this is like an act of love. These are a labor of love from me with the cream cheese. Drop the whole thing of cream cheese in there. You only need one of them because it's going to make it super rich. And I'm going to put my apron on for this because I'm going to start to panic. And then when I start to panic, I'm going to have to wipe my hands on the thing due to the fact that the texture thing really just like psychs me out a lot. So we're going to mix this all together. And you just like mash it right in there. Then once you have the mixture fully complete, this is the worst part. Once you have the mixture fully complete, then you are going to let it sit in the refrigerator for a little while, harden up. You're going to turn it into some nice little like cake pop like balls. And then after that, we're going to dip them in some nice melted white chocolate. Then you're going to freeze them again to just make it nice and cold. And that way they're melting. These are really good for like Thanksgiving or birthday parties or whatever. See, look at how disgusting this is. This is my least favorite part, like I said. Oh man. But once you get it all mixed in there, oh, this is so bad. It's like I can't. I'm trying to smile on my face, but it's not my favorite thing. I need to get taller. I should have worn heels. Get it all mixed in there, and then, like I said, you'll just let it cool down. Once it cools down, then we can turn it into the balls and just make our delicious Oreo truffles. And I have friends that will like ask me to make these for their Thanksgiving parties or if they're having like a housewarming party because they're super easy. You can just grab them and go. I'm going to continue to mix this, and then once I get this all nice and mixed together, we're going to place this in the refrigerator. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to have to touch this all over again, so stay tuned. Now that we've done all of the steps, I've already pre-rolled, TV magic, my dough into the nice little balls that it's going to stay in. We're heating the chocolate up, and we've been doing it in intervals, continuously stirring it, that way it doesn't get burnt and or clumpy. So we're going to pull this out of the microwave, see what consistency it's at now. Make sure it's nice, it's creamy, it's got the perfect consistency to pull those out. Get them nice and dipped into the chocolate, and especially just because we want this to be very easy to just maneuver those right in. So I left those in as long as I could, only because the thing with the cream cheese in there is they'll melt very, very quickly. So we're going to pull these guys out of the freezer where I had them just to kind of cool down as much as I possibly could, because like I said, once that cream cheese gets in to the heat or it gets into the melted chocolate, it definitely starts to break down just a little bit. So having these nice and frozen helps, and then you just drop them in there, roll them around, super simple, get them nice and coated. Sometimes it's easier to use 2 spoons, sometimes it is not. Then drop them right back on to your parchment paper. Oh, I missed the spot on that one. And then with the Oreo that you kept, you're just gonna like nice and sprinkle that on there for the aesthetic factor of them. Sometimes I like to melt the dark chocolate too, and then that way I can just make it nice and easy and just drizzle the dark chocolate above the white chocolate, and then they look super fancy and like someone spent a lot of time on them. So you can see it's just super easy. Oh, I'm making a chocolate mess over here, but that is A-okay. And this is all it takes. It's super easy. Oh, that one doesn't look that pretty. I didn't realize that I missed that whole side where the spoon comes off. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned. You can see my shapes of my Oreo truffles are all different shapes and sizes though. I like to keep it sporadic just because sometimes I'm like, wow, I just want a little one. And sometimes I'm like, I could eat my whole body weight in these. So I like to keep that guessing game basically going, but you can already see that even just for the few minutes that these have been out of the freezer, they're already starting to get a little bit soft, and when they get soft, they crumble, and then they make your white chocolate not as beautiful and white, but it's super easy to do, and they're delicious, and then they're cold, so you have a nice cold treat. You just continue to do this step until you're done, but you can also do things like I have a really good recipe for a homemade peanut butter glaze. It's super easy. You can just find it online. It's also like 3 ingredients. And once you make the peanut butter glaze, you could drizzle that on here and kind of make it more of a delicious like peanut butter Oreo truffle. It helps that the cutting board that I have this on with the parchment paper is nice and cold too, to just kind of keep them formed while I'm going through this. But once it starts to cool down, that chocolate gets hard, and then it has a nice little shell to it, so they've got a good crunch to them. They're absolutely to die for, but the other thing is you have to keep them cold when you're not eating them, or else they do just kind of totally disintegrate due to that cream cheese in there. Oh man, that has a lot of chocolate on it. All right, I'm gonna put this one right up front, but I'm gonna keep the side where the spoon comes off away, and then of course we're gonna drizzle it with, or sprinkle it, I should say, with some of the Oreo crumbs, and it's that simple. And you can see that the shell on these is already starting to get nice and hard, which just makes them so delicious, nice and tasty. I'm gonna make one of the camera guys come on here and eat one of these with me in just a second. You also have to watch out if you are someone who maybe like bites into them directly, that they don't get in your teeth if you're at a dinner party, because sometimes that happens, and then you've got nice Oreo in your teeth. But it's this simple. So the recipe, one more time, all you need is 1 package of regular Oreos, 1 thing of cream cheese, just an 8-ounce little box of cream cheese, and then whatever kind of chocolate you want to melt on them. Like I said, you can always do that milk chocolate with the white chocolate. You could go back and forth, you could dip half and half, whatever it is that you like to just get these nice and delicious, and that makes it super simple. And then sometimes I like to do the nice drizzle over top of them with the other color of the chocolate to just keep it kind of fun and a little bit unique. Oh look, that has a big chunk of Oreo. That's perfect. Okay, camera guy shook his head. He does not want to come on camera and eat these with me. But it's that simple. And then we're just gonna cut into this one. You can see that they're a little bit hard still, but just like that. Oops. Nice and delicious right there, and you can see what the contents of it is. It's totally like a truffle that you would buy in the store. These are super easy to make. Recipe, one more time, final time I say it. All you need is white chocolate, Oreos, cream cheese. That's all it's gonna take. Super simple. It takes about an hour because of the freezing, but other than that, they're amazing and they're so delicious. So make sure that you check this out. Now we're gonna go check out Panel over in Vail because they've got some great jewelry, some great clothes, and just great shopping all around. So let's go introduce you to Panel.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning 3 as time expires,
let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you a proud pet owner, much like myself? Well then, Amazon Pet Day is the perfect way for you to celebrate your furry friends at home. And I've got Jen Ray joining us to give us some more information. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Look at the assortment of great goodies that you have in front of you right now.
We have so many fun deals that will be available for Pet Day. If you don't know, Amazon Pet Day is how we're celebrating National Pet Month. We're bringing it back for the third year, and we'll have 48 hours of deals on pet products and supplies, so everything you need to pamper that pet you have at home. And we're encouraging everyone to mark your calendars for the sale date of May 7th and May 8th.
Which is right around the corner, and this is a great way to really celebrate your pets, just like you said. Now, what are some of the deals people can expect to get this year?
We really have something for every pet you might have, but we've got some customer love deals that are back this year that we're excited about, like 20% off of our Furbo pet cams. These are great if you're trying to keep an eye on and keep in touch with your pets while you're away at work. It's flea and tick season is kicking off, so having up to 30% off of our Frontline for cat and dog is a really great time to stock up on that. And then tons of deals on treats and food. You know, we're always running out of those, so having up to 30% off Rachel Ray Nutrish, as well as 15% off Purina Bacon. We've also got these amazing dental chews from Whimsies that'll be up to 20% off, and a small business over here, Bundle and Joy. These are a favorite treat as well. In addition, we've got lots of toys, even electronics, quite a wide variety of options, and not just for cats and dogs. We have items on deal like toys for birds, as well as habitats for reptiles. Whatever you can think of, we should have something to really help treat your pet.
No matter the pet, you guys have them covered. Now, how else is Amazon supporting the pets during Amazon Pet Day?
So as a part of how we are supporting pets this National Pet Month and celebration of Amazon Pet Day, we've teamed up with a number of animal welfare organizations across the country to sponsor them and really help further their missions of supporting the pets in their local communities.
And what are some great tips that maybe people could use if they have a new dog at home?
Sure. I mean, well, I might not be the expert on how to train or anything. We do have some great products that can help, get new puppies and any pet in your life to really feel at home. I think having a really good treat so that you can help affirm any positive behaviors is always a good option. These Outward Hound slow feeders are a really good tool for. We have options for both cat and dog if they're kind of a fast eater, helps them engage their brain, and certainly having toys that they love so you can just again treat them and make things like a game and very playful and fun so that they're enjoying things as well.
Now, where can people go to learn more information about Amazon Pet Day and maybe the charitable aspect as well as everything that they can shop?
You want to visit amazon.com/petday. And you will want to come back on May 7th and May 8th to shop all of those savings, but you don't have to wait. We actually have early deals live now. Those deal dates vary, so check back often and then mark your calendar for the best deals on May 7th and 8th.
Jen, thank you so much for meeting with us, taking all this time and giving us all this great information to help us celebrate our pets at home.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure that you mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss Amazon Pet Day. It doesn't matter the pet that you have at home. There's something that you can get on a great deal to celebrate National Pet Month. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Do you have some energy to burn now that you can't get out there and ski and we're seeing some bad weather, so maybe it's a little hard to get out there and bike? Well then, the Eagle Climbing and Fitness Gym has you covered, and we've got Larry Moore joining me on the couch. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here bright and early.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And let's talk about this fabulous facility, because some people don't know where you guys are and don't know what you offer.
Right. Yeah, so we're in Eagle on Chambers next to the post office. It's not just climbing. We have a full fitness facility as well as a yoga studio. So pretty much everything people need in the fitness and yoga world we've got covered. And then climbing, we've got the biggest space in all of the western slopes. So it's great and lots of fun for people of all ages, really.
Which is incredible, because we have such an active community, and it's a way that a lot of us keep ourselves sane. And so maybe if people are struggling a little bit right now that the mountain's closed and they can't yet get out there to do their summer activities, this is a great way for them to just be active still.
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots to be done in the climbing areas. There's bouldering, there's rope climbing. We have 9 auto-belays, which are systems people can use by themselves, so they can climb to the top of the wall. They're attached to a system that lowers them down automatically. So everything from beginners to experts can come and train, have fun, be exposed for the first time, or train as if they've been doing it for years.
Now, for the beginners out there who have maybe never been courageous enough to try it, what can they expect as they're coming in?
Well, we do offer a Learn to Climb class, so it's an excellent opportunity for people to learn all the lingo, all the techniques, all the safety aspects for climbing, so it's a great intro for people. That's offered twice a month on Mondays from 6 to 8, so it's a great opportunity. They not only get that class time, but they also get a membership for the 2 weeks as well as free rentals. So it's a tremendous offer, and it's something that gets people exposed to all aspects of climbing and helps them understand the culture, the language, the technique, the safety aspects, everything about it.
What a great way to get people started and then help them continue to motivate to do it. Now, you guys have some fabulous events coming up. There's a lot taking place, so let's touch on some of those.
So I'm also a part of the Eagle County Climbing Coalition, which is hosting an event this Saturday, which is a crag cleanup. The coalition is in charge of helping people learn more about climbing as well as help protect access to areas and then do things like clean up areas that we climb in. So we're part of the highway cleanup time on Saturday. We're cleaning up at the Walcott Campground, which is a very popular bouldering area locally. So that's something that's free for people to attend. We'd love to see people come out and contribute to helping keep our spaces nice and clean. We're also hosting a Climb for Hope event partnered with Speak Up, Reach Out, and that's on around May 18th. So that's coming up in a few weeks, and that's just a fundraiser for Speak Up, Reach Out, which is a great local organization that's helping raise awareness on mental health and suicide prevention. So it's a great way for people to come in, learn more about the organization, and make contributions or donations to help support the organization.
Now, this is an event that many people look forward to each and every year, only because the collaboration between the fitness gym and the climbing and fitness facility, and then, of course, Speak Up, Reach Out, which is a fabulous nonprofit here in our community, is such a good way to get involved. But it's also one of those events that does bring hope, and it also supports you guys.
Yeah, it's great. Climbing is actually a very, very strong element for people to maintain their mental health, because it's not only challenging physically, it's challenging mentally as well. So it gets people engaged in thinking about what they're doing, challenging themselves, overcoming obstacles, communicating about what they're working on, what they're working through. So there's a lot of things that are correlated between the two efforts. So it's a great event. We love Speak Up, Reach Out. We're happy to partner with them again this year and look forward to a great event.
Now, if people want to learn more information about the upcoming events that you have, where should they find that?
So the Speak Up, Reach Out event is best to be found through the Speak Up, Reach Out website. All of our classes, we also have day camps for children throughout the summer. We have team programs for children. We have adult workshops like the Learn to Climb workshop. We also have accelerated workshops beyond that. All that information can be found on our website, eagleclimbing.com.
And then, of course, if people are interested in getting involved, maybe getting a membership to either the climbing facility or the gym, how can they do that?
So the membership is actually for all aspects of our facility. So if you get one membership, you get the climbing, you get the yoga classes, you get the fitness facility, all under one membership. Again, that's through eagleclimbing.com, or they can give us a call at our office, 970-328-0893.
And then as people come in and start to explore the beautiful facility that you have, I've been in there twice, and it's incredible because the climbing walls that you have structured inside a building are fantastic. What can people really expect?
Well, they can expect to be, like you said, kind of blown away when they walk in. It's kind of an optical illusion. We went down 12 feet in the ground to make our height in the building 42 feet tall.
Wow.
So the walls are very, very big. There's a lot of climbing space. There's about 10,000 square feet of climbing. So there's a lot of space that when people walk in, they don't realize how big the facility is. But it's kind of broken into different areas. So there's a beginner's room, there's a training area, there's the main room. And again, there's all aspects of climbing. So the private fitness room and the private yoga room kind of give people a little break away from the crowds and get their workout and their meditations done in a nice private space.
Now, we've got your website up right now, and people can kind of see that inside look of the climbing facility that you offer. But what it says right now is you can host events there. So if you want to book a birthday party, a corporate event, maybe something a little different, that's a great place to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have parties all the time, birthday parties, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, team building. Again, climbing is a great way for people to kind of get together, learn to build trust amongst one another. The communication skills need to be enhanced for climbing. Learning to break through problems, problem solving is a big part of climbing. So it's a great way to have fun, but it's also a nice way to kind of bring people together. So we do host a lot of events. We also host competitions. We have our climbing competition team. We have 20 athletes that are 20 plus athletes that are qualified for the regional championships for rope climbing. In 2 weeks now, we have a big competition coming in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we've got a lot of kids traveling to that event. So we do a lot of different aspects of community building. Our motto is building strength in our community, and we do it in a lot of different ways.
Which I think is so important, and that's one of the things that people miss when they come to our community is how many different places you can be involved to find the perfect fit for yourself.
Right, and that's the idea behind climbing. Is it's very, very community oriented. So people come in and they think they're going to just be climbing by themselves. Next thing they know, they've just met 2 new people. They find partners. Those partners can go outside climbing with them. We also have a guiding service. We take people outdoors climbing as well. So we can do private lessons for families. We can do group events outdoors. We can take the children outdoors during the summer. So we've got a lot of different ways to connect our community and bring opportunities to folks.
Which I think is so amazing, and so many great opportunities for people to get involved, to maybe experience something new. I know I've never climbed before, so maybe this is on my list to get out and move my body throughout the off season.
Yeah, it's a great way to stay fit. It uses so many muscles in your body. It uses a lot of flexibility. Again, the mental aspects of it are something that most people don't understand until they start climbing. The problem solving, the confidence that's built, overcoming obstacles is a constant endeavor in climbing. So we'd love to see you in there.
I would love to be in there. Now that I live in Eagle, it's that much closer. Larry, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information. One more time, what's the website if people want to go get more information?
EagleClimbing.com.
Again, thank you for being here first
My
thing
pleasure.
this morning.
Thank
Make
you.
sure that you check out Eagle Climbing and Fitness, because this is a great way to not only stimulate your body, but stimulate your mind. If you've not tried climbing yet, well then your problem solving could be taken to the next level. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
In America's heartland, living close to the land, there's a love for the country and a pride in the brand. In America's heartland, living close to the land. In America's heartland, close to the land.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
What happens to a poker player when there is life-changing money on the line?
Hey, catch! I'm rooting for me.
When they are faced with adversity?
Holy smoke. Jason can't even breathe right now.
Well,
look at him.
When a WPT title is within their grasp?
How sweet that is, baby!
See for yourself with a front row seat to all the action on the World Poker Tour.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley.
Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
No problem.
Something we talk about pretty frequently is the changing of the planet, and there's a lot that takes place that we might not realize here in the mountains. Well, I'm joined by a spectacular doctor who's going to give us some more information, so I'm going to have you introduce yourself and your incredible job title.
Hi, Maddie. My name is Dr. Sanjayan. I am the CEO of Conservation International and the host of the PBS series Changing Planet.
Now, let's talk about Changing Planet and what research you are currently doing to help maybe mitigate the change that's happening.
Sure. So Changing Planet is a multi-year series, and it's really an amazing idea. If we go to some places and we track them over many years, can we see the change that is happening to our planet because of climate change? I mean, you live up in the mountains, you can see what's happening to snowpack in some years or forest fires. So those are the kinds of environments that we wanted to track. And this year, we focused on coral reefs. We've been filming coral reefs for the past few years, and we thought we should focus the entire special on just coral because it was such an important topic. We're going through record heating of the oceans right now. And if you go diving or you go swimming in the oceans, you'll notice the temperature this summer, and it'll be warmer than anything you've experienced before. And that is having a huge impact on coral reef, which are losing their life ultimately. And once they break into rubble, it's very difficult to put them back. And what we do in this series is follow groups of scientists who are putting things back together again and doing things that, frankly, as a scientist, I had never seen before.
Now, there's a lot happening with the coral, but it is such a unique piece of our ocean floor that's also really important. And so what makes the coral so important to everything around us?
Right. So when we think about coral reef, we're nearly always thinking about, like, if we go on a beach vacation or we go snorkeling or we go diving. Interestingly, sort of, Colorado has, like, I think the highest number of divers of any state on a percentage. So lots of people in Colorado, I know, go diving or snorkeling or take beach vacations. That's what we think of, and that's true. So they provide economic lifelines to many communities. But 500 million people around the world depend on coral reefs for their food, so from fish. And even living, say, far from the ocean in Colorado, for example, if you go and buy, say, snapper at a restaurant or have grouper or sometimes have lobster, those species are ultimately coming from coral reefs, or the fish that you're eating feed off of fish that come from the coral reef. So they're incredibly important to humans. And then virtually every coastal community, to some extent, owes its existence to things like coral reefs. So Florida, it only exists because there's a gigantic barrier reef right there that protects the coastline of Florida. If you go to a beachy sand beach vacation, that sand is there because of coral reefs. So they're really important, not just for life on the planet, because they're so biodiverse, they have so much life. They're also important because they help sustain life, help sustain our life as well.
Now, you guys are doing a great project, something that you guys are calling Coral IVF. Could you tell us more about that?
So the way coral reproduce, they look like plants, but they're not. They're animals. And the way they reproduce is like most other animals. There's sperm and eggs, and then they fertilize in the open ocean. And then the baby coral look like almost tiny, tiny microscopic looking jellyfish. They're not jellyfish, they look like that. And they swim in the open current. And then ultimately, once they settle onto a hard surface or onto another coral, then they grow into what you see as the structure of coral. Now, that's very few of those sperm and egg actually meet up. So if you can collect them in the ocean at scale, you can collect millions of them, then you can put them together inside a lab, for example, and you can get them to fertilize at a much higher rate. So it's really IVF treatment for coral, and then you got to go release them. And in this episode, in this special, we filmed some scientists who are using a new technique for attracting the baby coral to come back to the parental reef, so they don't just swim off into the current and are lost forever, by using sound. So it turns out that baby coral, just like your baby, might be really attracted to sound. And so by playing the right kinds of sounds, literally on speakers underwater on the reef, you can increase the chance of them settling down.
That is incredible, and what a fascinating use of technology. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information. We are running out of time, but I wish I had more because I have so many more questions to ask you. I guess I'm just going to have to watch the TV series.
You do. PBS.org, it's streaming. You can watch it there.
Again, thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for all of the hard work that you're putting in to bring light to our changing planet.
Thank you.
We want to thank you so much for tuning in to this wonderful edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here each and every day to bring you so much information about so many different topics. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow. We'll be here from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and we can't wait to see you tomorrow morning.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see.